How I Overcome Phobias. I'm not the most fearless guy out there. However, I have had a few moments where I was really scared of something and then overcame the fear. The 3 fears that stick out are fear of public speaking, fear of dogs, fear of heights. Overcoming all these fears had one thing in common: tackle the beast head on, rather than do incremental exposure therapy. Where most new Toastmasters members would wait a month to give their first speech, I volunteered soon as my check cleared. I gave a full-on speech when I didn't feel ready. I hated dogs growing up, but there was a year when I was forced to live in a house where my roommates had a house dog. We had to stay in this house while getting trained. There was nothing I could do about it. For both of these situations, I was thrusted into the fear. The same story played out with my fear of heights. Around 2017, I was invited to go to Hawaii with my high school professor. He had an extra ticket and would pay a stipend for someone to accompany him on the trip. The person who accepted this ticket would be asked to help him hike up a mountain that he was scared to do alone. This professor chickened out for the past 20 years. This was the year that he wanted to conquer the fear. And the person who accepted the ticket couldn't let him cower. Hiking? That's not bad at all. I accepted. But hiking was not all this guy wanted to do. He was 73 at the time, so he thought this was the perfect time to conquer a lot of his fears. One of the items on his bucket list terrified me: ziplining. When I heard we were going to be ziplining, I couldn't sleep the night before. What if the cable snaps? Oh well, I gave him my word. Since I gave him my word, I held up my end of the bargain. I ziplined and gave myself a chance to be scared later. After I ziplined, though, I didn't feel scared. I felt great for having done it. It's not always that easy. Some people have deep psychological reasons for a fear. For them, incremental exposure therapy will work best. I also like exposure therapy. I just don't want it to be incremental. Give me the worst thing from the get-go so I can get the fear over with. Allow me to give the 9 minutes speech so I can handle the tiny table topics. Allow me to live in a house where a dog lives, so I don't mind it when a careless person walks the streets without putting their dog on a leash. Allow me to zipline from the highest mountains of Hawaii, so I don't care about riding a roller coaster. My trick to overcoming a phobia is to get the worst part over with from the very beginning.